For those of you who are familiar with Ivo Ianov, the founder and CEO of Glitch Machines, they've recently did an update for their freeware buffer effects fracture. So the current version they have right now is 1.3, and I've had mine. I've got this like since 2018.
Cringe.
So I haven't updated since then. So what we're gonna do today, we're just gonna play around with the previous version, and then we're gonna check out the new one. So I got my project opened up. Just gonna do some just gonna play around with some vocals right here. A while ago, I think, yeah, last week I did some impulsive shopping and I got Fracture XT. But in this video, we're not going to use Fracture XT for the time being, so we're just going to mute that, and we'll worry about that later for the time being. So right now we have the previous version 1.2, and what we have right now is 1.3, as mentioned earlier. So we're going to just play around with it, see what we can make out of it. So oh yeah, I should also mention, if you're kind of new to Glitch Machines, you know, if you haven't used Fracture before, they have a built-in manual with a download. You can also check that out on the website, link in the description. So I mean, I'll try to summarize it the best I can. It's not going to be like on the dot, but I'll try to help you guys out, understand how it works on the way. So we're going to delete it and make a new one. Go to Glitch Machines, Fracture. Something else I should add is their glitch delay, which is hysteresis. They haven't updated hysteresis, but they might work on that later too. But I have both the older versions of them. So this one's version 1.1 of hysteresis, and this one's version 1.2 of Fracture. I'm gonna look forward to the updated hysteresis sometime in the future. So, all right, we got it open. So this is the dry wet knob. You turn this down, you're just gonna have the dry signal, which is Gordon Ramsay in this case. Spooky. Okay, so let's see what happens when we take the dry wet signal and turn it all the way up. So we turn it up, it's the wet signal, and it's gonna be like 100% fracture. I should also open up the manual so I can see I can help you guys out. I'll be right back. It's not really a big manual. It's like 10 pages long, and you just kind of get an idea of how everything works over here. So what I know so far, you have the buffer section, the filter section, then there's a delay. Right over here, it changes the routing, and it just changes the order of how things work. Over here is the buffer module, which is the first section. It's the top part right here. It's where you can do the stutters, the repeats, and also a little bit of ratios. It's just the playback rate. There's the filters, the delay, and then just information about presets, and some more information about the header. Yep, pretty much it. Okay, so with this information at hand, we can try to understand how it works. Just play around with it, you know? Okay. So this is what the vocal sounds like with 100% wetness. And we just keep going from there. So let's make some stuff. So that's just an idea of what you can do with fracture. Let's see. We can also record it, chop it up, and see what we can do with that. So this is what you can do with 1 point on version. Let's see. Let's do the version again. Version number 1.2. This is what you could do on version 1.2 on fracture. So if we hang on, which one's which? Okay, this is what we could do on fracture. Now we can also record it there's the original sample, and I just took a portion of it. So if I had to like want to make a composition or something out of it, I would have to alter this and not make it so obvious, like, oh, you know, this guy sampled this person, this guy sampled from Gordon Ramsay or something, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be discreet about it, honestly. So what else? We can record our glitched version to save some space. Go to on play, hit record, just give it some space. Maybe like a whole section right here. All right, here we go. Spicy. Now, you can do whatever you want with it on Edison. This is where the fun begins, honestly, in my opinion. So we can do some blurring. See what the blur tool does to it. Grab some impulses. Oh, never mind. Probably not. I don't know. Yep. Nice. Very spooky. Man, there's like so many things I can do with this, honestly. Copy and paste. Can I do that or no? Probably not. Oh, Control B is blur tool. I want to copy this and make it and just paste it, you know what I mean? Copy, edit, paste, mix, paste, insert. Oh, Control V. Okay, Control V. Now we have two versions. Let's call this one Part 2. And then we can do Control B. So we take the offset a little bit, bring the amount up a little bit, and bring the mix up a tad bit, and just see what it sounds like. Quite generic, honestly, if you ask me. We can add a reverb to it, which is pretty much the same thing, except you have a little bit more control with the dry and the wet. Additionally, you also have control to the impulse, which takes you to the different sounds you can use. My favorite ones in particular is the small spaces, such as like the toilet bowl, the bathrooms, and the outhouses, because you can get like the most small studio-esque sound possible. I haven't tried family room or these over here. I think I tried cargo van before, but most of these I haven't really tried as much. Like, I'll just find one good one and just stick to that. I have to the thing with sound design, you gotta expand and use your use ones that you haven't tried before, you know. So right now we're just gonna use the default. Bring the offset up a tad bit. So the offset's like a delay, see along. So if I bring it all the way up to 100 to 1,000 milliseconds, that's basically 1 second. So just for an example of what it's like. So after 1 second, the reverb's gonna kick in. Crazy, huh? All right. So we're just gonna bring it up a tad bit. Not too much and not too obvious, but just a little bit. That's another thing I have an issue with, is probably the tail. You could do so much things with this. And then control left, and that reverses the whole thing. If you wanted to, we can even pitch down a little bit. Right here, there's the time stretch. It's either left click or right click, because there's a drum loop stretching. That's the one I don't use. The one I'm kind of used to using is the time stretcher. So let's bring this down to -7 semitones. Bring the time length multiplier up to here, and method is resample. Let's check out the preview. It's a very nice, massive ambient sound. There's a lot more we can do to it, but for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. So, you know, if I wanted to, I could just make an ambient beat out of this or something. But I'm not really that informed with, like, you know, just making stuff out of my head. You know, you gotta have an idea of music theory and things like that. So yeah. So now you know what now you know the abilities a Fracture 1.2 can do. We're going to take a look at what 1.3 has to offer. So control save the project, and we'll be right back with the new installation. Okay, we're back. Just double checking. Okay. Yep. Okay. So right now we have a Fracture 1.3 installed. We're going to the installation, effects, new, Fracture. Okay. And there we have it. 1.3. Wow. This looks pretty new if you ask me. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It's still quite you know, if you've used it before, it's still pretty familiar. So we're almost there. So you go to the effects and you go to glitch machines, add plugin to database. Glitch machines. Okay, there you go. Ta-da! Delete this, and we ask for Fracture. We get 1.3. All right. So out with the old, in with the new. So we're gonna check this out with the plugin, with the latest, with our project we were working on previously. I also have the manual opened, so we can kind of just see what's different about it. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I still have 1.2 right now. Here's 1.3. You can see the difference between the two. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now this is something I'm really intrigued with. So originally you would do it from here, and the drop down menu would be kind of a headache sometimes. You would have to click more than twice sometimes in some cases. You get the idea. And now this one, you can just click it, and it tells you right up here by the hint panel what it is. So you have saw up, saw down, triangle, sample and hold, and then a new one which is smooth random. And that's nice. That's really nice. That's something we don't have. It would just go sample and hold, but you can do middle click, right click, left click, and it just gets it in there. Okay, so now we have these situated. I'm going to call this 1.2. And this one is going to be 1.3. Fracture 1.3. Let's put some fancy colors in it too. Why not? Who's going to stop us? 1.2. Okay. So we mute 1.2 and we open 1.3. Voila. Now, there's a lot of things we can jump into besides just the sound design. For example, this question mark is the randomization, which gives us a whole new meaning of parameters. Okay, we can try this one, for example. Very nice. Little tame on the highs, but we can fix that later. Some very nice things. Oh wow. Okay, right here is the filter. If you're kind of familiar with 1.2, you would do it right here. But it's kind of simplified to this right here. Okay. So another thing we can look at is the factory presets. I can make my own if I wanted to, but you know, you have all these additional harmonics, ambient guitarist, evolver, liquidity, and they go all the way down to water droplets. Now, if we take a look at the initial presets on this one, these are a lot different, and I feel like I could probably look at this as like a legend, as kind of like legendary presets, you know. Not legendary, but, you know, these are quite intriguing. And, you know, if I wanted to, I can use them on my own projects, but I prefer to just mangle my own stuff, you know. To get a taste of what it's like. So it's like the last 1.2. Yeah. Anytime I open it up again, it's just going to be this one. I wonder if I can, like, go between the two. I don't know. but it'd be very intriguing if I could. I could, if I wanted to, I could reinstall it. I don't know. It's pretty hesitant on it, but finally did it for you guys. So let's check out the presets. They still have, you know, ambient guitarists. No, that's what I said earlier. So what's the difference between the presets here? These are mostly categorized by the sounds they make. And this one is more into they're like, it's legitimate presets. So yeah, very nice to look at. I don't know if there's a way we can like take the 1.2 presets and move them to the 1.3. That'd just be like absolutely amazing. But it's okay. So we have what we have right now. Reject tradition, embrace modernity, in a way. That's how they say it, I guess, if you heard the meme. So here is probably my favorite preset out of all of them is the initial preset. But you know, we could check out these other ones right here. Check out this one. Very nice. And we can use this on other things too, like here's a good example, one of my own tracks. We go to here, go to my older tracks. I got a bunch of old stuff that I just haven't done anything. Do I have anything new, anything old? I can show you what I'm working on right now. Let's find it if I have it. It's in the P section. Elemental P, PP, oh yeah, it's not in here. It's actually in here. We go to projects, and this takes you to the project folder. So this shows you everything in my project files. See, it's somewhere. It's like the letter P. There it is. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna route this to track 1 and just go to heck, you know what I mean? Gonna turn off the EQ and just go. So you get the idea of what Fraction can do. 1.3. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to miss 1.2 just a little bit. Nothing's wrong with 1.2 other than the bugs that I've mentioned, but 1.3 has greatly improved with a lot of things. I'm probably going to miss the presets. I didn't think about installing it. I didn't think about the presets when I installed it. I never tried these presets before. I mean, I could try them out right now if I wanted to. But, yeah. It's very, very interesting. Let's take a look. We go in here. Not like this. Plugin database installed. Effects. VST. Fruity. No, not Fruity. New. Okay, there's Fracture. Very nice. Okay, so gotta delete this. Right click E, enter, we're gone. Okay, so that's just an example of what it can do to like other projects, you know. So we're gonna take some time to read the manual, and we can go a little bit further with the possibilities of, you know, sound design and just making your own stuff without using presets that everyone else used. We'll be right back. Okay, after a couple minutes of reading the manual, it's pretty self-explanatory with how to use it. So you go to settings, initialize. This goes back, this reverts it to the how you originally loaded it. Basically, this is the default patch. That's my favorite preset, by the way. So, let's see. Sorry. Yep. So, let's. First thing to take a look is the signal path. We're gonna go filter, buffer, and delay, and turn the wet all the way up. Another thing I'm going to miss with the 1.2 is the panic button. So let's say you mess up somewhere. You need to, like, let's say if I'm playing with a filter and like, you know, I mess up, right? I do like a parameter and everything just goes super loud, right? And I'm trying to turn off the loud noises. So you click this exclamation point and it just kind of reverts. Massive has something kind of like that too as well. So we're going to keep going. So as mentioned in the manual, the presets formerly used in 1.3 or lower aren't compatible, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, you know, he's got to let it go, I guess. All right. This is a very different layout as compared to 1.2, where everything just kind of just made sense from there. So when I'm looking at these parts, the wave, the sync, and the rate, we're looking at this portion right here. If I'm looking at the modulation, I'm also talking about this modulation as well. You look at cutoff, type, and resonance. It's kind of like the same thing over here. Cutoff, type, and resonance. Very different layout, but I think it kind of helps if I have it side by side. One thing I'm not familiar with is the diff. I never really looked into it because I thought, well, I know what it is and stuff, but I don't know exactly what it does. So, we'll look at the filter module, filter type, the small crescent shape if I can find it. So I guess this is like the amount to the LFO in a way. next is the buffer section. Let's minimize this. Another thing is you can rescale it. I can make it really huge. I can make it really small. Unless you have really good eyesight, then you can try this out. Okay. Buffer, delay, and out. Okay. So that's what you could do with Fracture 1.3. What do I think about it? I'm still kind of getting used to it a little bit. 1.2 will be partially missed, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you just gotta update when you gotta update, you know what I mean? So, I also have the older manual over here. I'm still trying to get my head around the modulation depth, honestly. I also got Fracture XT. I mentioned earlier. It was an impulsive buy. Do I regret buying it? Yes and no. Like, I bought it, and now I just don't have time to use it, unfortunately. But one of these days, I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna get my money's worth. You know, people are gonna be like, "Oh man, this dude like made the craziest album ever." And like the glitch sounds are cool. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. I got I made a you know, I used Fracture XT, and you know, fast forward to the future, I might get a Grammy from it. You know, if it's really good, I'm like, yeah, I use that one plugin. It's just my imagination. So yeah, I think we can work on it a little bit more. It doesn't sound that good. So basically what I think I know what the def is doing, it so it could, the LFO could be used to animate the parameter. So it's basically, if you can imagine, like the rate going up and down and up and down and up and down like this. So, you know, I set it to a certain rate, let's say 40%, and, you know, it just goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and based on the rate, it can go, you know, really fast or really slow. So that's what the modulation does. It modulates this. Okay, now I sort of get it now. I think we can keep going from here. So the issue with fracture, sometimes you make really good buffer delay effects, and it will minimize the sound. So sometimes you'll have to go to the dynamic section and just kind of increase it a little bit. Right now we're just using Fruity Limiter, and we're going to compress the sound. Okay, so that's Fracture 1.3. I highly advise you guys to download it if you're interested. If you're not, you can just keep 1.2 if you like it the way it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, just share it with some music producer friends if you're interested, you know. So, yeah, I'm kind of new to editing and recording through OBS and things like that, but, you know, the more I find time to play with it and things like that, I'm gonna be able to be like everyone else you watch and things like that. So, you know, just give me time, give me faith, and just keep rooting for me. And, you know, if you just kind of don't want to watch me, you don't have to. You know, you could just leave. You can unsubscribe, send me hate comments and whatever. You know. So, yeah. But thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, goodbye. Stay safe.
Cringe. 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 Cringe.